Hi everyone, welcome to our, meet, our YouTube live session series. It's 7 p.m. and I'll be leading the today's meetup. My name is Rishab Ilwadi and today's topic is World of Cloud and Cloud Native Development. So this is a brief introduction about what cloud computing is and what cloud native development is. And in today's session, I'll be covering about the AWS also as how it goes, what all are the services, what all are the things which you can do over cloud. Uh, and today, in today's session, we'll be exploring as cloud is not just signing up into a console on AWS, creating account and deploying apps. It's much beyond that, and what all is possible around cloud. So that's what we'll be covering. Before starting, let me just briefly introduce myself. My name is Rishab Ilwadi, and uh, I'm one of the founders of Internity Foundation, and currently I serve in the accountability of CEO, also responsible for all-round expansion of the organization, the growth of our services, the growth of our work, uh, and in that context, this is something new which we have started, and just to uh, get that familiar, I took the step of going live today. And apart from Internity, I also heads the technology excellence in one of the startup called Standra Tech Solutions. And their Standra is primarily working around cloud and cloud native development a lot. We it is an AWS partner, consulting partner already, and we have a team of 20 people over there. And that company I started with my ex-boss 2 years back almost, who is 30 plus year experience in the IT industry and has worked on a lot of challenging assignments. And apart from that, my other two partners also carry some 30 plus years of experience, and it's been great working with them over there. So, coming back to the topic, world of cloud and cloud native development. So, what exactly is cloud computing? Let's just start with uh, this thing. So cloud computing involves deploying groups of remote servers and software networks that allow different kinds of data sources. What does that mean? That deploying groups of remote servers and software networks. Like uh, earlier, for this I'll take you to the age of around 2000s and uh, early 2000s. There were a lot of servers. There was a lot of energy which used to go in managing those servers, managing deployments, managing builds. At times, a software deployment used to take a whole day. It's a whole day process. And then managing servers involve cost, setting up servers and other things. With with the ongoing digital transformation, with more and more new technologies coming in, cloud computing is a word which became possible the late around 2007 2008, and became more popular around 2013, 2015 onwards, and it's even more popular now. So the difference is it's nothing new. It's the same thing, the same set of servers, the same set of networks, the same set of data sources are there. But now they are set up at a remote location and using the concept of virtualization, using those resources virtually, allocating those resources virtually, we can run multiple applications on the same set of servers. And later on, uh, with the kind of scalability, with the kind of processing capability, with the kind of computing results that it produced, it eventually became a big business stream and a big need the way it has evolved. Where the prime uh, contribution goes to Amazon for this, for introducing Amazon Web Service. So that I'll talk in the later half of this session today. about the AWS and its innovation. So let's just focus here. This The cloud computing carries a simple goal. It allows users to take benefit from all of the existing technologies without the need of deep knowledge or expertise of each of them. And it aims to cut costs and helps user focus on the core business instead of being impeded by these IT obstacles, day-to-day deployment challenges, day-to-day working challenges, day-to-day challenges of managing servers, uh, bringing in infrastructure, buying servers, setting up their, taking care of those infrastructure. A whole lot of cooling is required where you need to keep servers. And what if the load scales up? You certainly you need space. You need to buy more infrastructure, add more infrastructure, add people in your team to manage those infrastructure, add more resources to maintain that infrastructure. And if there is some failure, let's suppose a hard drive failed, let's suppose a OS crashed on one of the servers, replacing it on real time again, it's a challenge. So it's just what cloud brought in is it brought in the concept of as a service model. It's just simple renting of the, if you see real estate business, you build a big mall or big property or big complex, and then you start renting out the shops or small offices in it. It's space as a service or location as a service, you can say that for business. Similarly, cloud is uh, allocating the infrastructure as a service. Somebody is managing for you. Somebody is committing that you need space, I'll bring more space. You need uninterrupted power supply, you need uninterrupted uh, deployment, you need near zero downtime. I'll supply all that to you. But which allows the user to focus more on their business applications, deploying their solutions, deploying uh, their softwares, and just managing that and taking without taking much care about how the infrastructure is brought in, how infrastructure can be made available. So that's what the cloud has made it possible in the world. So eh, with this, as I told, a lot of benefits came. Infrastructure management and expansion cost reduced, business scalability increased, elasticity is a one major benefit of cloud, which is the resources are elastic. Like you need to scale your resources, you can scale up. You need to scale down, you can scale down as per your need. You can uh, buy out the resources, and it's in minutes or rather in seconds also. You can scale to a much bigger size of infrastructure. It's easy to manage. You have a console uh, by different cloud vendors or cloud providers available, uh, through which programmatically you are managing the entire infrastructure. It's just a simple web app through which you are managing all your servers is available for you. How simple, as simple as that. And the best part is it is pay as you go. I know you have heard a lot of these terms. You would have read about all this in a lot of blogs. So that these are the benefits, these are the things, these are these are this. But uh, to understand it at a much deeper level, we'll do when we'll spend time on what cloud native development is, as how this is bringing value these days. Then there are different kind of cloud deployment models and cloud service models. Like uh, there are for an organization now, since cloud has evolved, for an organization can have its private cloud. uh, let's suppose it has some 10 applications of its own, 10 products of its own. You can, and which have a lot of business scale. They can set up their own private cloud, own private resources, and manage it accordingly. Then an organization can have its public cloud offering, which Amazon gives, or Microsoft gives, or Google gives right now, or IBM gives, and there are a couple of more vendors which are there. Those are public cloud services. Then there is a model called hybrid cloud, which can behave as both public cloud and private cloud. Now these examples are of public cloud, and they can behave as a private cloud also. You for setup of your things, certain things which you want to keep it private. And then these cloud vendors also provide the capability of setting up a private cloud on their servers also. There are those, these are such kind of services. Now we'll explore the cloud services. The first and foremost, which is very uh, ba- base of cloud, is infrastructure as a service. Like you need server, you need OS of your choice, you need RAM, you need a hard disk, you need uh, processor capabilities, you need networking capabilities, all as a service. Like you can select different flavors or different uh, instance types in, if we talk about AWS, which are available, uh, ranging from as small as 1 GB RAM and one processor core to 128 GB RAM and uh, approximately 100 cores of 100 core server. This is what is available right now, and you can scale from this side to other side easily. So that's how what infrastructure as a services. Then comes a platform as a service. This is becoming more and more popular, and this is fundamentally a base, if I say, for uh, our cloud native development, the term which is trending in the last couple of years. So now, as the cloud evolved, the services evolved. Some of the services became a managed service. Like they became a platform. They cloud started providing a platform where you can host your different services. For example, for those who are very curious about machine learning, there are services around machine learning which are available where you can directly deploy your machine learning models in the cloud. For example, in AWS, there is a service called SageMaker, where you can simply deploy your machine learning models, configure it. AWS will take care of all the infrastructure which is needed for that, through its console, and then you are ready to go. Then for those who wanted no SQL database, then there is a service, there's a platform. You don't need to set up anything. You don't need to install any software. The There is a ready-made platform which is available with all this. Then that is an example of platform as a service. Then comes software as a service. Like some of the softwares which are of very common in day-to-day use, and which you can use as a SaaS model, which is a very common term SaaS model if you have heard. So the entire software as a can be given to multiple users as if there it is their own copy and use it. Uh, One common example is these Google applications, Office applications like Google Drive applications, uh, Google Docs, Google X, Google Sheets, Google Slides. These are uh, a very popular example of software as a service available for you. Then comes a storage as a service. Like you need storage, and it is available as a service. Like Dropbox provides it to you, Google Drive provides it to you, like 30 GB, 100 GB of storage available for you in your phones. If for iOS users, iCloud is a popular uh, storage available for your iPhone backups. Then uh, for Android phones, it is uploaded on Google Cloud Platform. The network as a service. It's more used inside deploying large workloads for large software applications, Networking is very much necessary as there are different sizes of servers available, different uh, kinds of uh, at times you need to scale up, you need to scale down. So very important to have a network available. So network as a service is just you configuring and managing your own network using a cloud platform. Database as a service, like you getting a managed service which manages all your database infrastructure needed for you. You just need to uh, with with all database software installed and everything, networking configured for it, and you just need to configure the URL and port in your application, and you are ready to go. So these are some of the popular cloud services. Now, cloud native development. This is one of the very popular terminology which is getting popular these days. So I'll talk a lot about it in this today's session, and I'll be explaining various services and various solutions which are being used for cloud native development these days. And I'll give you an example of one of the application where we designed one cloud native solution in itself for all the viewers. So cloud native development, it is some it is distinct or different from the traditional development which is happening these days. You can have your APIs ready, you can deploy it on a cloud infrastructure, and you can deploy a front end application on your cloud infrastructure, and then you are ready to go. This is something where you are using cloud as just deployment platform. Whereas when you use cloud native development, the native word here adds the meaning that the cloud services, the various cloud services are being used, and uh, it is an approach in which you are committed to take the maximum benefits which the cloud computing provides. In this, if you are building a software application, you'll break it into a small microservices which are containerized. Just remember this term containerized, because why? Because it is very important. Each and every container can be dynamically orchestrated. By orchestration, it means it can be scheduled, it can be scheduled to run anytime, it can be scaled up, scaled down as and when needed. All this managed through the cloud computing cloud vendors console and cloud computing services, and it is using the different other managed services of which the cloud provides. Like each and every process, small process, and each and every microservice is containerized. each, then with this there comes a terminology called CI/CD, which is very popular in DevOps these days: continuous integration and continuous development. uh, each and every container, when started, it can it it can be linked with your CI/CD. You can create a CI/CD pipeline. Like whenever you make a change, it can be reflected in your container. It will be built automatically through a pipeline and deployed. Like within minutes, your entire deployment uh, is complete with all test cases functioning very well, all sanity checks performed, everything. And this allows us to have agile software release. This allows us to have highly scalable, highly elastic applications, highly performing real-time applications. Like uh, you must be seeing these streaming services, these like Netflix, Hotstar, and everything. Your app booking through Uber, your or Ola or Swiggy or Paytm or different other applications. They are highly utilizing this kind of model because they process a lot of data. Like these are some of the things which are possible. A lot of data is being processed. Because why? Because there is a lot of infrastructure which is available, which is managed by a cloud vendor, and you are just configuring it to the best possible way you can. So these are all simple use cases which are possible. Now you can think of more things, like you need to deploy or add machine learning. You can create a machine learning model, configure it with a CI/CD cycle. It becomes MLOps, which is again trending. Again, it comes under cloud native development, as because you are leveraging the power of cloud to the maximum. You can think of an IoT use case, an IoT application, and where uh, you are leveraging the IoT's cloud IoT receiver services, uh, for example AWS IoT Hub and or AWS Greengrass or something like that, and then in the background you have configured some serverless services or some container uh, based microservice which is processing the data, with which is sending it to a queue. Through queue it is being sent to some big data or engine where it is being processed, like, and then analytics can be performed, or uh, through queue it can be sent to a machine learning model where the model can train itself and start sending recommendations to the user using a microservice expose. These these are some of the possible use cases which become possible out of this uh, terminology called cloud native development. So this is some basic introduction today which I have just given about uh, this cloud native development and other things uh, in this session today. Now I'll show you the different services which are available on Amazon Web Services for the beginners. If you have not explored uh, this popular cloud platform called Amazon Web Services, I'll give you a brief introduction about it. Then I'll walk you through the management console, how it looks like, the different services which are available, what all can be done through it, uh, and what all can be possible. I won't configure any service today in the interest of time on this session, uh, but I have kept a whole lot of series, training session series around this cloud native development and basics of AWS. You can join me in that series. It's a 20-day learning e-learning series which we are starting in mid of June, where we'll be configuring each and every service, and we'll be working on developing a cloud native apps, how reliably you can play with the SDKs available, how reliably you can play with the different APIs of cloud available, different services of cloud available, and build your apps very quickly and in an agile manner. So, as I said in the first part, the session, I told you about the different cloud vendors. So the word cloud computing, when it comes, AWS is something which comes automatically. Like uh, a lot of people say that AWS is one of the one of the founding pillars of the term cloud computing, and very rightly said, as it has marketed it and it has played the major role, and it captures the biggest market of cloud, and it is one of the most stable cloud platform available in the world. So how the journey of AWS started. So Amazon, as you all know, is one of the uh, not one of the it's the largest e-commerce platform in the world. So back in those days, around 2002 2003, uh, in US, Amazon was very popular in terms of e-commerce. So in order to manage their application deployment and servers and other things, the Amazon team actually started writing some automated scripts, some automated scripts which will allow to deploy the solutions on virtual systems, and uh, just to make sure that they are having a real-time scalable elastic infrastructure available for their application, so that they can cater maximum needs of the users. And later in around 2005 to 2007, they started commercializing this in with and launched a platform called Amazon Web Services. Like here, the web services refer to the different cloud services it provides. So for AWS, when it came into the market, it is one of the most comprehensive evolving cloud computing platform. It is a mix of IaaS and platform as a service and packaged software as a service offerings. Uh, and then one of the first companies to introduce pay as you go. And later on, Microsoft Azure got launched, Google Cloud Platform got launched, IBM Bluemix got launched, and then different PaaS platforms and SaaS platforms started opening up once the cloud matures. But still, uh, more than 50% of the market is captured by Amazon Web Services. And AWS has almost 15 data center, 15 to 16 data regions, and a lot of data centers being there in the world already. It has classified them into regions, then availability zones, then in the regions, and then edge locations and other things to capture the entire world. It's one of the platforms which is being uh, used and leveraged by the entire world. And uh, back in 2007, 2013, one study said that one third of the internet's traffic passes through Amazon servers. So that's the power of this platform. So back in 2006, 2007, the first two services which AWS launched were EC2 and S3. S3 and EC2 are their base services using which they have defined all other services. Now, what is EC2 is? It stands for Elastic Compute Cloud, which is the base service where Amazon Web Services says that it provides you the servers which are deployed virtually, uh, which are virtual machines running on remote servers in their data centers, and you get the access wherein you can utilize it as a server. You can scale its size, you can configure it, you can host your applications on it, you can put it in network, or you can play with it differently. Like you manage it, you manage the virtual machine, and AWS manages how the virtual machine is formed and the underlying servers around it. You manage the AWS EC2 through either through Amazon Web Services Management Console. Like this is the management console of AWS, and these are the different regions where AWS currently provides services. Like this is amazing. In India, there is recently 2 years back, AWS created one region in Mumbai. Earlier, India used to be managed through Singapore region. So if you see, these are the services. Like every 3 months, they keep on inventing some new service, and it is available like for compute. If you see EC2, then there is a service called Lightsail, Lambda for serverless, Batch for batch processing. Beanstalk is one popular service wherein you can automatically set up your infrastructure and deploy the application. Uh, it, it uses EC2 underlying, then Outpost, Image Builder are some other services. In containers, one of the most popular service these days, where Elastic Container Service and Elastic Kubernetes Service, ECS underlying uses Docker, and Kubernetes, Elastic Kubernetes Services, the service which is as a providing Kubernetes as a service to the users, where you can set up your Kubernetes cluster. For those who are familiar with Kubernetes, it is an orchestration platform for which setups the clusters of containerized application, so that which can scale automatically, scale up, scale down, schedule them, deploy them. This is what is possible through Kubernetes, Elastic Kubernetes service. And for cloud native development, this is one of the most used service, this and Lambda. Then for storage, S3 EFS, then S3 Glacier is used for backups. Then there are these database services. RDS is one of the most popular database service for relational databases. DynamoDB is another popular database service by AWS for NoSQL database, which DynamoDB is compatible to MongoDB, and it is one of the most popular service by AWS these days. Then Elasticache is again uh, providing caching service, like if you have to cache some requests and responses, you can use Elasticache in your applications. Then Redshift is another popular uh, services for high volume workloads. Then for networking, VPC is one popular. Then CloudFront is a CDN service. Route 53 is routing service. Then these are developer tools which allow you to create pipelines and other things. Then blockchain, again, AWS managed blockchain service where you can set up your blockchain registers, and host a blockchain application where your blockchain registers are hosted on AWS, the data are being managed over here, and you just simply create microservices which are accessing these blockchain registers. Then there are some management services like CloudWatch, autoscaling. Autoscaling is very highly used for scaling up your servers, different servers, uh, as and when need is there. CloudFormation, again, one popular service which is being used when you set up your DevOps pipelines, used to set up all the AWS infrastructure. You can, by simply creating some configuration file called YAML file, and all your entire infrastructure can be set up. Then CloudTrail for logging in. Then there are media services. Then see, you can see how many machine learning services which are there these days. Sarge Baker, machine learning. Uh, these are these are used in different use cases. Like you can use based upon your use case, you can use these services. Although they are on a costlier side, utilizing this, and some of the services are still under testing, uh, not fully stable, but most of them are quite good to use. Then there are IoT services also, then end user computing, then business applications, like you can manage your Alexa. Uh, if you are writing some application which uses Alexa, you can use Alexa for business. And then for AR and VR, this is Amazon Sumerian. So if you see, there is a whole lot of world which is there, and the cloud native development is simply utilizing all these services in a very reliable manner. Uh, or AWS, it is called well architected framework. Uh, if for designing the architecture of these applications. So you designing with utilizing these services to the best in a best possible way for building your applications, for managing them, for handling your increasing workloads. This is something which I just wanted to cover in this session. Now, if you have any questions, anything to uh, anything you want to ask, you can feel free to write it in chat. uh, I'll be happy to answer, or you can mail your questions to rishab.ilwadi@eternity.in. So I am I'll be happy to reply over there. And if you are interested in learning more about AWS and learning more about these services in cloud native development and different use cases which are being used in the industry utilizing these services. You can sign up for our uh, offering which is offered these days, where an e-learning course which is being led by me. We are soon starting that. So that's it from my side. So any questions, anything, you can put that in chat and I can answer, and or you can mail your queries to rishabh.ilwadi@internity.in, or you can leave that in comments. I'll I'll visit and I'll answer all those. All right, can any questions, you can put that in the comments section. Please do subscribe our channel for more such sessions, and thank you for watching, for all the viewers who viewed this session. Thank you.